Now, ladies and gentlemen, on the 3rd of June, the year 2025, we expected a mega rally to be held at Kasarani Stadium for the launch of the Democracy for Citizens Party, that is the DCP party, led by the former Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Rigathi Gachagua. But to our surprise, the government turned down the proposal by the DCP party to lease Kasarani Stadium to them on that of June 2025. Now, what seems to be happening is there is something that William Ruto is cooking and preparing for Rigathi Gachagua. And I tell you, this one remains that Rigathi Gachagua the problems for the newly launched party of Rigathi Gachagua, the DCP party, they have just begun. Allow me to tell you, since the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua, the man has never held a a rally where he has called people from more races and from more corners of the Republic of Kenya to come and attend an event or a rally that is led by Rigathi Gachagua. He has never done that. So, which means Rigathi Gachagua was planning that on that of June would be the ultimate day that Rigathi Gachagua shines light on who he really is. That day, Rigathi Gachagua was meant to introduce his party and to make William Ruto shake in his boots. But one thing William Ruto knows is how to deal with these competitors. And the man is a dictator, we all know that, and that we can't refute. Now, the new details that are coming onto our news text this evening is that he, Rigathi Gachagua, he, William Ruto, and the Office of the Registrar of Political Parties have brought up allegations that the party of Rigathi Gachagua is not duly and properly registered. So the party can be deregistered any time from now, which means DCP party can just remain a name that people have been absorbed into and a narrative that Rigathi Gachagua has been trying to sell for a very long time. Now let me tell you one thing. Rigathi Gachagua was meant to launch this party in January last year. In January this year, in January or February this year. Now, since his impeachment, Rigathi Gachagua retreated to his WAMUNYORO home for consultations. Now, these consultations were to come up with what? They were to come up with solutions on how Rigathi Gachagua is going to deal with who? With William Ruto. And one key solution that they came up with is the formation of a new party. But Rigathi Gachagua, he himself could not register a political party. Every time he tried registering the party, even through his proxies, his allies, senators, MPs, and governors, they all found stumbling blocks at the office of the Registrar of Political Parties led by Anna Madi, who is currently not is it Anna Madi or Ann Jerry or whatever, who is currently uh, a commissioner at the newly reconstituted IEBC commission. Now, what Rigathi Gachagua sent people, senators, to try and register new political parties, but they all failed. So what Rigathi Gachagua resorted to, he tried to cover up his move by bringing in Mother Karua on board. They were meant to rebrand the NARC Kenya party to the PLP party, which they rebranded and launched it. It was a big move, a celebrated one, and we saw that Rigathi Gachagua has Rigathi Gachagua and Mother Karua have a future together if they go ahead to work together with the PLP party. But Rigathi Gachagua could not settle in somebody else's house. He said that he needs to make sure that he gets his own party. And that is why he sent out his people to fish out for a political party that somebody had registered but had not publicized the party. Somebody that had registered a party and they were not using the party. So that is when he found that a member within his circle, a far distant member, there are people who register political parties and the parties remain dormant, just waiting for the right moment so that they can capitalize on those political parties. And that is why, and that is when he bumped on the DCP party. He bought the DCP party from a citizen of the Republic of Kenya, somebody that had registered it long time ago. So that is when he bought the party and started building up the structures and took ownership of the party. But loopholes are always there within the constitution and within the office of the Registrar of Political Parties. And they have found a loophole on how they will term the registration of the political party DCP as unconstitutional, and they are going to deregister it. And the moment I'm saying this, I'm not saying this without any supportive evidence. I look at one Elijah Joroge Kororia. Elijah Joroge Kororia, the Member of Parliament of Gatondo North. Elijah Kororia says DCP is not properly registered. It's null and void. That is a message that the man has posted about 2 hours ago. And I dare say he has a point in it. DCP is not properly registered. And even if it is, William Ruto is finding a solution of dealing with DCP party. And the solution that William Ruto has is dissolving this party before it takes root in the hearts of the people of the Republic of Kenya. The party was meant to hold its launch yesterday, but that never happened because William Ruto and co denied Rigathi Gachagua the chance to host the launch of DCP party at Kasarani Stadium. So they had to postpone the launch. But one thing is that William Ruto and co. And remember, there was a time that speaking in Western Kenya, in the western part of Kenya, the PA to the president, Farouk Kibet, went ahead to tell the people of the western part of Kenya that DCP is a devil and a monster that needs to be killed before it starts draining people's blood. Because they know what DCP is doing. The party currently has registered over 5 million people in less than a month since the party was registered. I mean, since the party was unveiled. So tell me the amount of people who will have joined this party by the year 2020 what? By the year 2025. I mean 2027. It will have a lot of people and a lot of followers. Which means what? William Ruto sees DCP party as the greatest threat to his party, UDA. So he is going to do everything in his power. It doesn't matter whether it will be constitutional or unconstitutional. But you know, the man is a dictator and he finds loopholes where there are none, and he tries to navigate them to make his enemies suffer. And one of them that he has found is a way to deregister the DCP party, the Democracy for Citizens Party. Chama kinaenda kuvunjwa hivi karibuni. It doesn't matter what Rigathi Gachagua and the people of the Republic of Kenya say. William Ruto is a nonsensical man. For now, that's what's up. I really ask your question in regards to this matter. Leave a comment on the comment section. Tuungane katika video zetu zijazo. Hii ni The Kenyan Daily Report.